Today I'll be reacting to a guy breaks up with a girlfriend because of her guy friend. Stepdad comes home mad he didn't eat first, and a man get kicked off of his property for false claim from an ex-wife. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. And definitely leave a comment for the algorithm. Let's get to it.
I got broken up with because I posted this video on my story. Okay, broken up with is dramatic, as I was only talking to him for 3 weeks and we went on one date. But after I had posted that story, he was so annoyed with me. He basically told me that he doesn't do guy best friends with the girls that he's speaking to, and if he's pursuing someone, he just doesn't really respect the fact that I have a male in my life that I love real bad. Now, some of you may be as confused as me because this is literally my best friend of 6 years. He's like my brother at this point, and I would never even look at him a certain way. But this guy was serious, and he was not letting up on this boundary that he had placed. So the only thing I could do was respect it. I explained to him what the situation was, that it was not like that, but he wasn't hearing it, so he cut me off.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I see exactly where he's coming from. He saw a boundary. He set one and said, you know what? I don't think that this is going to go any further. They've been friends for 6 years. And it seems like there's 2 people already in this relationship and 3 is a crowd. Like, you're saying, I love him real bad. That's what chicks say about their man, that they love real bad. Why are you using relationship and romantic lingo with a platonic friend? Like, you're the one that's blurring the lines. Y'all look like a couple. It doesn't look like there's any room in your current relationship for him to fit. So he exited himself out. He's not wrong for that. We already know you're not cutting this man off for 6 years for a man you've only been on 3 dates with, and you shouldn't, but you're expecting him to overlook a lot. Y'all look like y'all already a couple. And let me also say this. A man can tell when another man is playing his position. This man looks like he may have been friend zoned. There are plenty of men out here who will be in a relationship with a woman for 10 whole years or more and actually think that their female friend could be their wife one day.
She's absolutely right. That's the mindset that the man's coming from. So the boyfriend was right for placing a boundary. She went past the boundary, so he had to break off the relationship. Before we go deeper into the video, do me a favor, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out, and definitely drop a comment for the algorithm. But in this situation, this is what you guys have to be disciplined to. You have to be disciplined to placing a boundary with a woman, and when she tests that boundary, you let her know that you are willing to leave. Guy friends are out of the question, and the reason for that is because a woman will place a man in the friend zone, keep him in the friend zone with anticipations of just keeping him as a friend. But the friend zone man is thinking the entire time, one day is going to come where I'm going to get my opportunity to be in a relationship. The woman doesn't see it, but another man does.
I'm making it up? Well,
how long have you been friends?
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
10 going on 11 years.
In that time period, have you never had feelings for each other?
No, like he's been just such a great friend. So like I couldn't see the other side of it.
Could you ever see her being your wife one day?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
So you wouldn't rule that out?
I wouldn't
We
completely.
never thought about it.
I've never 100% thought about it. It's possible, but yeah, we're friends.
How come it's a possibility in your mind, but for you, you're like, I would just never look at him that way?
We've been such good friends. I don't want to ruin the friendship.
How could you ruin a friendship by getting closer?
Well, you know, like when people take friendships into relationships, they're not meant to be in a relationship. They were always meant to be friends.
Woo! I'm glad she put it out there like that, because that's exactly how a woman is going to look at it. But what the woman's not understanding is that as long as you keep giving that man attention, you keep laughing at his jokes, acting like you care about him, he thinks that he's getting closer in the relationship. That's why when a man does place boundaries in a relationship with his girlfriend, one thing that's off limits is male friends, because the male friend is not a male friend.
He just doesn't fit that box?
No, I wouldn't say that because he fits all the boxes.
Then why not move the relationship further?
I never thought about it, honestly.
so like I said, there are some men who will play their friend zone position for a decade or more. They'll wait on you. They'll patiently wait until you're ready. Just because she don't like him like that doesn't mean he don't like her like that. And that man may have picked up on that and said, you know what? This is too messy for me. And I don't blame him. Now, some people will try to say that this is being controlling, but I don't think so. It would be controlling if he said, I really like you, I want to stay in your life, but you're going to have to let go of that friend of yours for 6 years. This man didn't say any of that. He just said, I already see after 3 dates, this is too much for me and I can't handle it. Best of luck to you. He's not wrong for that. He would only be controlling if he tried to make her choose. He didn't. He chose. She might as well have had like the trending sound to my man. Thank you to my man. With her and her best friend, because he looked like your man said.
I got broken up with because I posted this.
And I absolutely agree with her. Guys, boundaries is the main important thing whenever you're dealing with a woman in a relationship, because if you give her an inch, she's going to take a mile, especially in modern dating. And women will test to see how far they can go. After the third date, this guy absolutely knew that this was not the road that he wanted to travel. And I suggest that you guys be disciplined the same way.
See this, I work all day. All day.
What's wrong with you?
What you mean what's wrong with you? You got your son eating before me? How you gonna play before
That's
me?
not no problem because he was here before you first.
Who
What's the issue?
Who paid bills here?
Okay, what's wrong with my
Who
son?
paid all the rent,
You
the
go
cable
eat,
bill, the
you
Wi-Fi
go
bill?
eat, ain't you?
Look at him.
You go eat, ain't you?
Your son eating before me?
Okay, but you go
And I take care of little dog. The little dog is disrespectful.
But you go get a plate, so why are you complaining?
Look at this shit, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna explain this to y'all. I work 12-hour days, construction, bill. You know how this shit go. 80-degree weather out there, 90-degree weather. I come home. She got curry. What she got? What's this? What she cooked today?
Some curry chicken.
Curry chicken. Look, her
But
son,
you have a plate,
her
so
son,
what's the issue?
her son is eating
You
before
have a
me.
plate, though, so what's the issue? You have a plate, so what's
But
the
you
issue?
do shit like this all the time. I told you about that. I told you about
Still
that.
eating, so what's the problem? You're still eating. I
Layana,
still have food.
I'm tired of this shit, bro. You disrespectful.
Okay,
like
so you don't want to eat?
It ain't about me not wanting to eat. How the f you gonna feel? Why your son gotta play before me?
Because he's a
Do he pay?
child.
Do he pay?
was
Do he pay
first.
bills here? Do he pay bills here?
No, but he was here first.
So how the f you gonna play?
Now, what's the issue? You still
Cause I'm the one who pays the fucking bills.
It's okay. You still have food too.
It ain't about me having food, bro. You missing the whole f***ing point, man. I work all f***ing day. I should get a plate first. I'm supposed to get a plate first. You gonna feed him before f***ing me?
You always complaining about this. Everybody eat.
It's
How
not
about
about.
we all eat together then?
Listen,
It won't be no
Layana,
difference.
what I do, what I tell you when you moved in, that I'm the man of this house, and I should be treated as such, right? All you gotta do is cook and do your thing, and
And it's a hot meal
get your
every
kid.
night.
I keep your hair done. I keep your shit did.
every
I
night.
take care of little dog, who not even my motherfucking son. I take care.
All right, there's a lot going on in this situation, all right? First of all, you're dealing with a stepdad and a stepson and a mom situation where the guy feels like he wants to be treated like a king. He wants to come number one. And like she said, you can hear in her voice, she said, you're always complaining about this. Now, let's break down what his complaints are. His complaints are is that I didn't eat before the child. She's saying the child was just here first and got their plate first. I'm making your plate now. You're still getting a plate. It sounds like to me that this isn't the first time that he's felt less of a man in the relationship. And I think that he's just hit a wall where he doesn't feel like complaining anymore. That's what I'm getting from this. This goes deeper than just I didn't get a plate first. This goes deeper into the relationship. He hasn't been treated like a man, and he's using this situation to lash out. Guys, you have to understand, whenever you're dating a woman who has a child, the child is going to come before you. This is why I tell you, as a man, you have to have your hobbies. You have to have your life together. You have to already have a life going that's going to satisfy you. And you cannot rely on a relationship to make you happy, especially when you're dealing with a mother who has children. Her children are going to always come first. You have to place yourself first in your life. Those are things that you have to accept. To avoid these situations like this, guys, just make sure you're choosing the right woman. If you're not prepared to be a stepdad and get treated like a king, then get out the relationship or don't move her in. He moved her inside the house, which means technically you've placed yourself in a position as a married man that you just can't kick her out because of the laws that are in the United States. She could end up taking what you have. before you decide to go and play dad and you want to get respected by a woman, make sure she's already doing that before you move her in. Don't say, hey, when I move you in, I'm expecting you to act like this, because once again, you give them an inch, they will take a mile. What he has to do is realize that, bro, you are in a position when it comes to the food, it's not really that big deal for me. All right? It's not really that big deal. Is she keeping the house clean? Is she playing the role that you want her to play? That's what it's going to matter. Far as who got their food first, it doesn't matter to me. And if I was him, it shouldn't matter either. Are you getting a big piece of chicken or you not getting a big piece of chicken? Are she not making you a plate? You guys have to understand, compromise in a relationship has to happen. But in my opinion, I do not think that this situation is what he's arguing about. I think that there are other things that are happening in a relationship that's making him feel less of a man while he's with her and he's using this as an outlet. You guys have to believe and you guys have to understand, your desperation for wanting a family will cause you to ignore all the red flags at the beginning because you're trying to get to the fantasy. That's where a lot of men mess up at. You just want to be in a relationship so bad, you're willing to ignore all the red flags. Then when you get to the relationship, you want to start bringing the red flags up after the red flags have settled into her.
I'm being evicted from my house now.
Immediately, but what we allow you to do is get an overnight bag. All right, so we'll go inside so you can get some of your things.
I have to leave with you?
No, you can drive away.
No. What I'm asking you is, I have to leave right now.
Correct. Yep. So you can go inside, gather up some of your things. We allow you that courtesy. And do you have your car here?
I do.
And then on your own accord, you can leave here, okay?
So you're going to leave and I can leave after you leave? I just have to leave.
We're going to leave. No, we're going to leave with you. We're going to leave together. Okay. You definitely have to leave today, okay?
Got you.
So what we'll do now, go inside, get some of your things.
You need this back?
What's that?
This.
Nope, that's for you.
This is me.
Yep.
This is me. That's officer and that's officer. Can I see your eyes, please? Is that okay? All right. My wife filed a false abuse claim against me in order to initiate a divorce, in order to get an advantage over the property that we have. Out of nowhere, she just filed a false abuse claim against me and had me evicted from the house. Women, in particular, who do this to men are criminals. They are dangerous. They are criminals. My understanding now is that this is a strategy that many women will employ in court in order to take advantage of their husbands and their property. You say I should have seen this coming? She did everything she could to keep me from seeing what she was doing. For the men who have to go through this and the children who have to go through this, I feel sorry for you. This is painful. But the only thing that is going to heal this is justice. If you know someone, or if you are someone and this has happened to you, I'd love to hear from you. There needs to be a movement to stop this. There needs to be a movement so that some strong legislation can be put in place to stop this. This is criminal. I'm being evicted from my house now.
All right, guys, you have situations where men are going to end up like this. You have women out there that are going to destroy you whenever the relationship is coming to an end, which is why you have to start paying attention to these things while you are in the relationship. He's fully aware that he has a crazy woman. He's fully aware of these type of things. Women nowadays are going through mental situations because they look at the internet too long, that they start to place themselves as a victim more than what's really happening in the situation. That's what's happening with him. It sounds like he has a wife that's placing herself as a victim, and what she's trying to do is she's trying to lash out and take it out on him. We don't know the full story to come to a conclusion, but for her to fill out a false claim just to get the property of the house, I told you guys, women are always in survival mode. Whenever their back is against the wall and they think that they're going to have to work harder, they're going to pull out every single trick in the book in order to survive, in order for the world to work in their favor. That's the difference between a man and a woman. A man, when he feels like his back is against the wall, a lot of guys can fall into depression not knowing their next move. But when it comes to a woman, when her back is against the wall, she pulls out all the claws. The best thing for you to do is stay single until you really find one that fits you. This guy's been married for a long time, so we don't know exactly what happened in the relationship, but it's showing you exactly why men are choosing to walk away. This is Anthony Spade. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels, and send me some videos to AnthonySpade52@gmail.com. Hasta la vista.